Namaskar. So we will continue with the discussion which we were having yesterday about the Python programming. So let me open the screen, whatever programs, whatever commands we have been typing there. So yesterday we had seen a simple question like finding square of a number using user defined function. Okay, user defined function. So square 2 like this we have done. So someone was asking a question whether this is defined by us or is it built-in function. So to get a clarification, what I have done, you see, I have opened another Jupyter notebook. Here I am directly typing. See, this is the first line, right? In the first line, I am typing square of 5. So it is telling square is not defined. That means square function is not there directly in the Python. So that is the conclusion we got yesterday also. And here we can see very clearly. Okay, right. So that is something user defined. So yesterday we have also seen how do you define, like what is the syntax for defining the user defined functions. Okay, so def is a keyword. So this green color thing is the keyword. So def is a keyword. Similarly, return is another keyword. Okay, like that we have seen certain things. Then afterwards we have seen how do you write for loops. So for example, this is we have taken one example like this. For I in the range, for I in range 11, okay, print I. So what it is doing, from 0 it is counting 11 numbers. From 0 it is counting 11 numbers. That means 0 to 10 it is printing those values. Okay, so here the initial value we did not mention. Automatically it is starting from 0. Okay, so similarly we have seen how do you find the squares corresponding to a given number. Okay, so that is what print I star I. Okay, we will have a small quick revision, then we will go to the new topics, don't worry. Okay, then we have also seen how do you write numbers from 0 to 10 and their corresponding squares. So here we have seen some new syntax, especially how do you print the outputs. When you are printing output, what is the syntax we have to follow. Okay, so for example, these curly brackets are the flower brackets. Okay, they are representing the location or the place where we have to actually print this value of the variable. Whatever value of I is there, that will get printed at the curly bracket. In the next curly bracket, the another variable which is I star I, its value will get printed. Okay, so this syntax is very much need to be practiced. Okay, right. Then we have seen some other functions like how do you take help. Suppose we are not remembering exactly some function, how it will work or what is the total functionality of that particular function. So if you remember the name of the function, then you can type help and within the parenthesis you type the name of the function. So for example, len, length, finding the length. Okay, so len is one function, so you can type something like help len. Okay, like that. Another method of finding the help is putting a question mark. So write the name of the function, write the name of the function, as you can see in the 18th line. ठीक है ना, तो 18th line में आप देख सकते len बोल के लिखो और उसके बाजू आप क्वेश्चन मार्क लगाओ. Okay, so that is one more way. Then we have seen some more things like string operations related to strings. So we have defined one string. So when we have to define a string, we are generally putting in single quotes or double quotes. Okay, so now I want to access one particular element or one particular character from that string. So when I am writing st of 3, it is counting now. I want people not to write anything by mistake. It might have happened. One thing I will do anyhow. Just I will try to stop disable annotation. Yeah. Okay. By mistake, someone would have written something. Okay, right. Yeah. So what we are seeing now, the length. Once we want to access a particular character in a string, we are indexing something like index. We are giving st of 3. That means 0, 1, 2, 3. So that is actually the fourth place. So whatever character is there in the fourth place, that is getting printed like this. Okay. Similarly, suppose you want to do slicing of a given string. When I say slicing, it means selecting a part of the string. Okay. So to select a part of the string, we are giving something like this. Okay. From location number. So we are mentioning here 10 colon length of the string. So from 10th position onwards, okay, that means 0, 1, 2, 3 like that, 10 onwards till the end, it is going to print. Okay. Okay. So you should be careful when you are writing 10, actually it is the 11th place. Okay. Because it is starting from 0. Okay. So you should not confuse. So another way of printing the whole, I have shown you different methods of printing the full string. If you want to print full string, what you can do is simply put a colon. So left side of the colon is the starting value, right side of the colon is the ending value. Okay. But even if you don't write, automatically it will assume it is starting to ending. Otherwise, you can specifically mention like this. The starting value is 0. The ending value is 16 in this particular scenario. Okay, like that also you can do. Then we have seen how to convert all the letters into small and okay, small letters and everything into big letters. So these are the functions we have used. Then we have seen some other things like how do you find, suppose if I give a character, okay, at which place that character is present. See, there is some small difference here. Here what we are doing, we are giving the location and we are asking what is the character to be printed. Okay, at the location so and so, what is the character? That is the question. If you see the lines 19 and 20, in 19, in 20, okay, it is doing there like that. But here in line number 27, here we are giving the character and we are asking that the character is present at which location. So we are using another function kind of thing, index. Okay, so that is the syntax. Okay, so I hope some of you got time to practice. Even if you don't have a computer, don't worry. At least paper pen you take and on that you practice. Then we have seen one interesting application, okay, which I learned from some other online class which someone was teaching. So if a mail ID is given, I want to access only the beginning part of the mail ID, which is in front of the @ symbol. Okay. So for that, what I did, remember, I hope you remember the logic. We have found the total length of the string. Okay. And then do we need to find total length of the string? That is a different question. Okay. So what we did is, if you want only the starting part, you have to find the index of this @ at which location that @ is present. So that is what I have found. Once you found that, you start printing from 0 location up to that so and so particular location. For example, this @ is present at, it is showing here as, okay, 21. That @ is present at something like 21. Okay. So if I want to print everything before that particular thing, so what I am writing, you see this particular statement. Okay. Nothing colon 21 or 0 colon 21 you can give. Okay. So you should be careful again whether we have to write 20 or 21. So I told you whatever you are writing on the right hand side. So for example, if you are writing 21, it will actually not take that value 21. It will print only up to the 20. That means the right hand side, whatever is there, it is not included. Okay. So these are the things we were discussing, and this is all revision. Okay. This is all revision. Don't worry. We are coming to an end of the revision part. Okay. Then we have seen some more simple things like insert, okay, reverse kind of thing. Okay. So all those things we have been seeing. Okay. Now let us continue with today's syllabus, let us say. Okay. So I will continue here itself in the same sheet, right? So, but for clarity, let me redefine some of the things. Let me say ST, I am declaring newly, ST is equal to, okay, Bharat. I am saying ST is equal to Bharat. Okay. Yesterday I was writing Bharat, but now I am writing Bharat. ST is equal to Bharat. Okay. Now I will say st1 is equal to st. Okay. Now I would like to print what is there in st. Let me press shift enter. Okay. Okay. So st is having Bharat. Now let me check what is there in st1. Okay. So print st1. Okay. Okay. So I got again Bharat only. Now there is something important. Okay. Why I am telling this part, you may be wondering. Okay. So there is something special here. That's why I am telling this particular thing. Okay. So just to hold on, I wanted to ask, is there any doubt, any specific doubt? अभी तक आपको कुछ बोलने का है, पूछने का है तो you just ask me or you tell me. And is Shreyas present? Because he was asking a doubt that day, I brought answer for him. Okay, so if he is present, let me see in the participants, and meanwhile you can ask. Okay, so just inform Shreyas that I brought answer for him. Yesterday also I was thinking if he is coming, I will tell him. Okay, otherwise you please keep telling, you keep asking. I'll just give 1 minute. You revise or you just ask me something. Any doubts? No, right? Okay. So now, because we are entering into new things and more things. So if you are not following at the beginning level, you have to ask. That's the reason. Okay, right, fine. So now let us see what I'm trying to say. Now I will do some modification to string st. Okay, to string st, I will do some small modification. Let me say, okay. Just let me say like this. This is st, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, right, fine. Now, yesterday, I think we have also discussed these lists, right? I was telling you about lists. Let us just go little up. Yes, okay. So we have been discussing about the lists. So we will come over here, lists thing, okay. So I will write that lst is equal to, suppose my list is something like this. Say I'm putting some numbers 1 comma 3 comma. List can contain some variety of items, like the same data type need not be there. Okay, 1 3 maybe integers, and then the character strings can also be there. For example, something like abc can be there here, but instead of saying abc, let us write something like Mysore. Okay. Okay, so like this it can be there. Now what I'm trying to say, list1 is equal to lst. Okay, so I'm copying the list. Now what happens, just I want you to observe carefully. I will print the list. Okay, print lst. Okay, so okay, it has printed properly. Then let us see, some magic is going to happen. Just watch carefully. lst1. Okay, so this also is printing same, because we have lst1 is nothing but lst, so no problem, correct. Now just be careful here, what is happening. I wanted to do some small modification on my original list. On my original list, I wanted to do some small modification. So what is that I will do is, I will say lst is equal to, okay, I am doing the same thing I'm writing, but with some slight change now. Mysore, and then I will write, okay, Chennai. Okay, that means I am adding one element extra to the original list. To the original list, I am adding one element extra. Now what will happen? Let me see. Okay, I will print the list. I will print lst. Okay, so yes, whatever modification I made, that is shown here. Good. Up to now, there is no problem at all. Now I will ask you one simple question. What you are expecting if I print lst1? What will be the answer? Can someone guess? The way I am asking the question itself will give you a hint. I am printing lst1. What will be the output? I want you to respond. Huh? Yeah, please tell someone. You are telling something. Please tell. I did not hear properly. Can you repeat? You said something, right? How many values will be there? How many values will be there in LST1? See, LST1 I did not change, right? Only 3 numbers. 3 things should be there. 3 items. One item is 1, second item is 3, third item is Mysore. Okay. That is what we are thinking, right? Yes or no? Because I did not do any change for LST1. I only changed the LST. Okay. So, but we will see what is going to happen now. Let me press enter. Yes, that is what has happened actually, right? So now let us see. Now let us see. I will put one more thing. LST dot append. Okay. LST dot append. I will put something like Hyderabad. Okay. Hyderabad. Okay. LST dot append Hyderabad. Then I will say, so that means instead of manually, see here, what I did here, I have manually put Chennai. Okay. But here in means I have physically gone and written the whole list, and along with that I have written extra element. Okay. Suppose here I want you to understand this issue. There are only 3 elements, 3 items. So I have typed again. I have typed the 3 items again, and then I have typed this Chennai. But suppose there are 30 items. According to this procedure which I did here, I have to type all the 30 elements, and that is a big tedious process. But instead I can simply say lst dot append HYD. Okay. And let me say print. Okay. LST. Okay. So let me again press enter and let me see. Okay. That is what is happening. Now let me also just cross check what is going to happen here. Print LST1. Okay. So that's how, just what we have done is we have appended an element. Now let us see some more operations that we can do on lists. Okay. So just let me show you some more operations. For example, I want to do appending is done, but I wanted to remove some element. See, here I have added some element. Now I want to remove one element. Suppose I wanted to remove Hyderabad from this. How can I do that? Can someone tell some idea? For example, let me try to do this. Del is again a keyword kind of thing. You can think del, from which one I have to delete LST, which element I have to delete. So Hyderabad is in which location? You see, count it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I want to delete the Hyderabad, means that is LST4. Let me press enter. Now let me check print LST. Okay, so I hope you understood how to add an element, how to delete an element. Okay. Okay, I am going very slowly, but I want you to remember, understand, remember. Okay, and you right later on you try to practice whenever it is possible. When you go to college, when you get access to system. Okay, right. Now let us see how you can reverse the elements. Suppose in this example, 1, 3, Mysore, Chennai, but I want them in reverse order. Okay, that means I want Chennai, Mysore, 3, 1. So for that, is there any logic? Okay, so for that, what I will do is LST dot reverse. Okay, so let me press enter. Now let me again print LST. Let me see. Okay, so you understood, I think, what is the simple logic we are using? Simply list dot reverse. Okay, that name of the list. See, LST means the name of the list. Okay, the name of the list dot reverse. Okay, that is what we have done. Similarly, see here, what I did is, if I want to insert some element into the list, suppose I wanted to insert an element into the list, what can I do? Okay, so I will do something like this. For example, After this, okay, now let me, list is like this. List is now having Chennai, Mysore 3, 1. So now after number 3, after the number 3, I wanted to insert Hyderabad, suppose. Okay, after the number 3, I wanted to insert Mysore, Hyderabad. So let me check. Chennai means 0, Mysore means 1. This 3 actually means the index is 2 now. Okay, now I wanted to keep Hyderabad at after the 3. That means that should come at the third location. Okay, 0, Chennai 0, Mysore 1, 3 is actually 2, and then Hyderabad should come at the 3 number. So I can use some command like this. Please observe, lst dot insert. Okay, lst dot insert. I want at the index of 3. Okay, what is that? Hyderabad. Okay, so I wanted to print it. So you please observe what I am doing. Every time I am doing some small operation and I am printing separately. So operation one line, printing another line. Okay, again operation one line, printing another line. So every time I am using two lines. But because now you understood all these logics, let me do directly. Okay, I will try to do directly in one line. Okay, instead of wasting so much time for printing two lines. Okay, let me do like this and check if it is working. Okay, I hope you are able to follow even if I am writing this way. Okay, this same thing I can write in 2 lines. Okay, okay, it is not giving. Okay, so better let us try separately. Let us try separately then. Okay, let me try separately. Let me try like this. Okay, first let me do this. Okay, now let me try print LST. Okay, so that's what. So what? Yeah. Okay. Oh, now you see 2 times it came. That means, see, actually here also it happened. It showed none, no. Even there also, actually it added HYD. Now because we made it again, it added one more time. So total 2 HYDs came now. Okay, but here it was showing none. Though it was showing none here, actually inside without showing us, it has added HYD. That is what we can conclude now. I hope you are able to understand, right? ठीक है, अभी तक ठीक है? Okay, so let us delete one HYD from this now. Okay, so one HYD we can delete now. How we can delete? Remember, del. Okay, so whatever we wanted to delete from LST, I can remove the, say, number 3 or even number 4. If I say number 3, this will go, or if I say number 4, this will go. Okay, so let me say this, and now let me print LST once more. Okay, so that is what we have. Now let us do one more small operation on this. Okay, we have so many elements. Okay, now I wanted to remove even the other 2 numbers. Okay, let me do something called sort. LST dot sort. Let me do this operation. What is going to happen? Let us check. Okay, it is giving error. Okay, so why? And I want you to understand one more very important thing. When can you do sorting? Suppose you have all fruits, you can do sorting. Okay, apples one side, banana one side, mangoes one side, like that you can separate them. Okay, that is okay, that is one type of sorting. But when you have numbers, what do you mean sorting of numbers? What do you mean when I say sorting of numbers? Please tell. If suppose you have all numbers and someone is telling sort the numbers, what do you mean by that? You already completed C language, right? In C programming, you heard sorting of numbers. So what do you mean by sorting of numbers? If you have only numbers? Yeah, someone please tell.
So sorting in ascending or descending order.
Good. Okay, sorting means ascending order or descending order. Okay, so it is telling here we cannot do sorting. See, it is telling not supported between integers and strings, but here in this list we are having mix of things. Some numbers are there and some place names are there, so it is unable to do that sorting, and it is telling it is not possible. So we can do sorting only if you have only one type of things, means all names are all numbers. Okay, so I want you to understand this. So let us try to declare like that. Okay, so let me redeclare lst. I am declaring a new list now. Lst is equal to suppose 1 3 9, okay, 7, okay, 2. Okay, I am declaring some different numbers like this. You can even put comma. See, I am not putting commas here till now, but if you want you can put comma 1 comma 3 comma 9 comma, okay, 7 comma 2, or even if you give space, that is sufficient for that. Okay, anything is okay. So I am declaring a new list lst with only numbers. One more thing, yeah, since 1 minute, what is the problem? Let me see. Okay, so yeah, see, it is not taking. Let me give comma then. Okay, right, yeah. Okay, let me run now. Okay, so give comma everywhere or give space everywhere. That's the logic. If you are giving half commas and then half spaces, I think it is not taking. That is what we found. Let us check once more. See, whenever we get a doubt, no, we have to check then and there, so that next time we will not do that mistake. Suppose I remove this. Okay, let me check what is going to happen. Yeah, again it is giving error. So best thing is put commas everywhere or don't put commas at all. Okay, anything is okay. I think that is the way it will work. Let us check. Let me remove commas totally and see whether it is working or not. Or is it, that means what I'm trying to say is comma is compulsory or not. Let us check. Okay, let us check. Okay, so comma is compulsory. Okay, that is what you are able to understand. See, okay. So comma is compulsory, space is not sufficient, because see, why I am getting these doubts, you may ask, you may be wondering, because in MATLAB, see, before I come into this Python, I was using MATLAB. In MATLAB, when you wanted to declare some array, there you can give space or you can even give comma. So when you are working with 2-3 different softwares, that kind of small confusions may come. Okay, so with practice you will remember some things, and sometimes if it is, even if you don't remember, once you type it, no, you will understand, okay, this is an error, and you can correct that error by reading that syntax error kind of thing. Okay, like that. Okay, fine. So now, okay, comma is compulsory. That is the lesson we have learned now, right? Okay, now I wanted to sort these. So how do I sort? Already we have seen this command. So let me take this command now and run it here. Okay, lst dot sort. Okay, okay, now print lst, print lst. Let me run this. Okay, so it sorted all the things. Okay, now I want to print the minimum value. Okay, that means suppose you consider that someone gave you this list. Someone gave you a list called 13972. Okay, the original list given to you is 13972. You are asked to find the minimum value, you are asked to find the maximum value. So how can you find? Let us check. ठीक है, तो देखेंगे कैसा फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. अब देखो, हाँ, एक बार जब हम सॉर्ट कर दिया, जब हम इसको सॉर्ट कर दिया, मिनिमम वैल्यू कहाँ रहता बताओ? सॉर्ट कर दिया ना, तो मिनिमम कहाँ रहता? विच लोकेशन पे रहता? हेलो, सॉर्ट करने के बाद मिनिमम वैल्यू कौन से जगह पे रहता?
0.
या 0 लोकेशन. वेरी गुड. एंड सिमिलरली मैक्सिमम वैल्यू कहाँ रहता? मैक्सिमम वैल्यू कहाँ रहता?
4th.
Last value, no, okay, in this example it is, yeah, see, in this example it is 4, but in another example it may be 5 6 7 also, depending on how many elements are there. Okay, so you can tell only last value. Okay, you cannot tell 4th value. Okay, in this example it is 4th value, but in general the highest value will be at the last place. Okay, so 10 मिनट के बाद कनेक्शन कट हो जाएगा, because this is Zoom meeting, no. Okay, after 10 minutes connection will cut. You can join again, okay, with the same link. You just wait 2 minutes and you join again with the same link. Okay, not now, after 10 minutes it will cut. Okay, and today we will take only up to 8 to 10. Okay, means only 1 hour daily. Okay, so just yeah. Now so how can I find? Now you see here, if I want the minimum, simply I can put LST of 0. So I will get the minimum value of them. Now I wanted to find the maximum value. How can I find the maximum value? Means yesterday we have seen, okay, I can do like this. LST of len of LST. I will try like this. Okay, I'm just trying this. See, okay, I'm just trying this. Len of LST will give me 4, no? No, it will give 5. So I will do like this. Okay, let me try this way. See, when I'm doing len of LST, it is going to give me answer as 5. So that 5 minus 1 I am doing, and I'm just trying this, whether it will come or not, we'll see. Okay, it is giving. Okay, good. Done. Okay. Now I will tell you one simple trick here. Like already we have done yesterday, I think. I think I explained you accessing the elements. I am just going backwards. Whether I have told yesterday, yes. You remember yesterday I explained you this ST of -4. That means counting from the right side to left side. Counting from right side to left side. Let me open that file so that you can remember. Okay, let me open the file. Okay, so that you can recollect what we discussed earlier. Okay, yeah. So in this particular file, I showed you here. Okay, see, this index is called from left side. When you are counting, this is the 0 location, and this is the 15th location. That means this S is at 0 location when you are counting from left, and this capital E, Satyameva Jayate, capital E is at 15th location from when you are counting from left to right. But the same thing you can get reverse from right to left. When you are counting, this is called -1. I showed you day before yesterday, I think. Okay, and then like that. So -1, -2, like that. So same logic, let us try to use. After you are doing the sorting, the last value is, after sorting, the last value will be the maximum value. So to get the maximum value, I can write index as -1. Yes or no? Are you understanding this logic? Okay, so just let me come over here. So now what I will do, because of that particular explanation which we were discussing earlier, what I am trying to say is length of list. Okay, that I can skip. I need not write. Automatically it will understand. Even if I don't write length of list, it will understand. Simply I can write like this. Okay, I can remove this. Just if I write LST of -1, it will start printing from right side to left side, and the first value it will print. So the from right side to left side first value means that is the maximum value in the sorted list. आपको समझ में आ रहा है ये? ठीक है ना? समझ में आया? Yeah, you have to tell reply, then only I can proceed further. Did you understand how I am getting the maximum value? By typing that -1 there in the index position. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So now if I want to find the second minimum, see, I want to find the second minimum. How can I get? Can I do like this? LST of 1. See, LST of 0 will be the first minimum. That means the lowest. The lowest will come when I put LST of 0. I want little above that. That means second lowest. So if I want second lowest, I can tell like this. Similarly, if I want second highest, who got second highest, or what is the marks of the second highest person? So can I write like this? Okay, you can see the list. Second highest is number 7. Okay, that is 7 marks. Okay, so this way we can access different elements once you do sorting. Okay. Now, today mostly we have been discussing about lists. Okay. So some of the things which I told you now, I just learned from a class. I was attending a class from 6 o'clock. There was a class taught by someone else from 6 to 7. So I was attending that class. Some things I learned from there and I'm teaching now here. Okay. But I learned something else from textbook also. That also I included here. So whatever I'm mixing up from different things. Okay. Yeah. So you are getting the full benefit. Whatever I'm studying from textbook, whatever I'm learning from some online, like that. Okay. Now let us see some kind of fancy things. What I mean by fancy things. Okay. So let us see some fancy item here. Some kind of patterns or some designs which we can make. Okay. Maybe you would have written in C program also. I will just explain one or two examples, and it is very easy also. It is not difficult. Okay. So suppose I wanted to get a pattern, something like I wanted to print like this: 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This pattern, or I wanted to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, something like this. Okay, some pattern, some shapes. Okay, so what can I do? Let us try to build some logic. Okay, first let us try to, I will tell the theory part. Okay, suddenly connection will go away. You rejoin. Okay, we will have the class up to 8 to 10. Okay, that remember, still 3 minutes is there. Okay, now let us build the logic. It is not very difficult. Okay, once you understand the logic, you can write many programs and many shapes like this you can get. Now let us see here. We have 4 rows and the maximum number we are printing is 4. So don't you think we can use 2 for loops? So first I will write in terms of C language. Okay, first let me write in terms of C language. Afterwards we will convert into Python also. So for I is equal to 1, I less than equal to 4, I plus plus. Then for j is equal to, now j, let me start at 1 itself. Okay. See, I want you to understand this. When I is equal to 1, j only one number should print. First row, only one number should print. Second row, 2 numbers should print. So what I will do is, for j is equal to I, j less than equal to, for j is equal to 1, j less than equal to I, j plus plus. So when I am doing this, what will happen? I want you to observe. When initially I will be 1. So j is equal to 1, j less than equal to 1. That means only one time it will run, first time. Okay, like that. So in the first row, only this number will get printed. So that number should print means I will write like this: printf %d, comma, I want to print the value of j. Okay, because j is going to change. Next time when I is equal to 2, this will become j less than equal to 2. So one time j is 1, next time j is 2. So when I am printing j, it will print 1 and then 2, like that. Okay. So you should know what is that you are printing. Okay. So it is not like doing something blindly, thinking and doing. Okay. So I can do like this. Then after j loop, after this for loop corresponding to j is over, I have to go to new line. So I will put printf simply /n. Okay. Again, one more thing, I wanted to give some gap. If I wanted to give some gap, I may say something like 2d. Okay, %2d. Okay, some gap will come between 1 and 2. Okay, otherwise it will simply print side by without any gaps. Like this it will print without gaps. Okay, so for getting gaps, I'm putting say %2d. Okay, then this is the C program. This will work once you write. Now similar thing I wanted to write in Python. Okay, I wanted to write in Python. Okay, within 1 minute connection will get cut. Okay, you just join back. Okay. Okay, so how do you implement the same thing in Python? Okay, so because this is also very important, how do you convert, if suppose C program is there, how do you convert into Python? When you join a company, you may encounter this kind of situation, because companies, they might, some people would have written a program already,